7 uncommon benefits of practicing semen retention. Number 1, improved voice resonance. 2, stronger aura. 3, greater resistance to peer pressure. 4, increased charisma. Hello. 5, deeper emotional resilience. 6, greater access to meditative stillness. And 7, increased respect for feminine energy. Let's dive into each one of these and talk about it in detail. These things that I've mentioned are directly experienced by me. They come from my own personal experience. Over the course of the last 2.5 years of me practicing this discipline of semen retention, I have discovered these within myself, and these are the things that you will notice when you do start practicing semen retention. So, without further ado, let's jump into the first one. Improved voice resonance. My friends, if you practice semen retention, your voice, your ability to use your voice and to channel your voice and to resonate your voice amplifies. It becomes greater and stronger. If you were to speak in front of an auditorium before this discipline and this practice, your speech would be one way. Now it's like you can fill the whole auditorium with just your voice's resonance because the power, the intensity, the strength is there. That's why you need to do this. Number 2, your aura gets stronger. What does aura mean? Nobody knows. Well, it's the bioenergetic force field around you that you can't see with your eyes, but it exists apparently. And, my friends, in yoga, there's a term called ojas, which is a non-physical dimension of energy, which when you burn up, it starts to glow. Your energy starts to glow, your body starts to glow. So people have reported, practicing semen retention, that they have a glow about them. Not that their skin is glowing. Well, in a way, like my skin is glowing because the light is reflecting. But I'm glowing in a different way. The life force energy is shining through me. This becomes stronger, your aura gets stronger, and that's what you need to be. You need to be a strong bubble. You need to have a strong force field around yourself, because if you don't, you're going to leak energy and you think you're going to go get some external thing and it's going to somehow fulfill you. No, you need to fulfill yourself within yourself, and all the tools and ingredients are inside of you. Number 3, greater resistance to peer pressure. This is a big one and also a little bit uncommon because, my friends, we all are subjected to peer pressure at all times, and the pressure of peers is very strong. Don't think that you're some sort of tough guy and strong guy and you're not going to be swayed by your peers. You are, but you just have to look at history. How many people were swayed by their peers, by other human beings, into doing all sorts of cruel and weird things. And even right now, you're being swayed by the peer pressure, eating corpses. You're eating corpses. So when you start to build this energy inside of yourself, you start to see life for yourself. You use your own intelligence and decide for yourself, because the strength comes back to you. I can't believe we have to say this, because this is just a normal state of mind and state of body. If you were just normal, I wouldn't have to say any of these things. But we're not all normal, okay? We're watching online videos and we're doing all sorts of impregnating the air. So, you'll get a stronger resistance to peer pressure and to temptations in general, so that you will take life by the horns, take charge of life, most importantly of your own life, which is what we all want. Number 4, increased charisma. If you couldn't tell, I'm a little bit charismatic. Charisma hasn't come to me because I started practicing semen retention. I've always had a way of speaking. These causes of my communication there are many causes, but my charisma, my ability to communicate, my entertainment value, and my just overall style of speaking has increased, has become enhanced and amplified by this practice of semen retention. So you must do this if you're a man, because influence is so important in any area of your life. You need to know how to communicate people and persuade them to your own ideas, not in a malicious way, of course, but basically how to get your idea across to somebody else. That's what communication is. If I have the most amazing product, which I do, how do I get this idea across into your own mind? That's communication. If your communication sucks, I might be having the most amazing experience and you'll benefit so much by buying this, but I don't know how to speak about it. That's tragic, okay? We don't want that. So learn to communicate and increase your charisma by practicing semen retention. Number 5, deeper emotional resilience. What does this mean? Emotions are like the waves of the ocean. They toss and they turn and they get big and they get small. And you don't want to be caught off guard in the ocean when a swell is coming in or when there's a storm, because the ocean is way too powerful for you. But when you start practicing this discipline of semen retention, you start to control the ocean yourself, or maybe you start to learn to ride the waves of the ocean. So emotions are strong in you, but you're always stronger, or you have the capability and quality about you to use your emotions or not be ruled by your emotions. Or when emotions spring up, okay, they're spring up, you're conscious. So there's so many other benefits than just having emotional strength, but this is an uncommon one. So you don't get angry as much, or maybe when you do get angry, you're angry way more forceful, but more intelligent, more conscious, more directed, more focused. Instead of emotions ruling you, you rule the emotions. So that's number 5. Number 6, greater access to meditative stillness. This is something that's very important because, my friends, when you meditate, you want to have energy. Spirituality in a whole is about energy. If you don't have energy, your meditation is going to go one way. You're going to suffer miserably. You're going to be grinding. You know how the general culture, the grinding culture, you don't want to grinding. What are you grinding? Your face against the concrete? Don't grind, buddy. Smoothly flow through this life. Do work easily and effortlessly. Can't you do that? Don't you have the intelligence to do that? Yes, you do. So when you practice this discipline of semen retention, your ability to access meditative states becomes enhanced simply due to the fact that your energy increases. When you have energy, it's easy to go into the deepest recesses of your mind and do whatever you want. So meditation will become easier and more effortless when you practice the discipline of semen retention, which you all must do, especially if you're a man. Well, only men can do this. So do it. You're a man, do it. And number 7, increased respect for women and the feminine energy. The feminine energy, we'll call them. Because, my friends, if you're watching online videos, adult videos, and you're doing things, you're impregnating the air, you're impregnating a plastic bag, you're depleting yourself of the potency that is used to create life. You're becoming what? Impotent. That's right. Men don't want to be impotent. You don't want to be walking around with an unloaded gun thinking you're going to be intimidating or you're going to be respected. No, nobody's going to respect you. But if you have a loaded gun, well, you shouldn't have a loaded gun. Guns are not safe. But in this example, you want to have potency, and this is potency. This is the potency to create life. Looking at the way to deal with women, if you're around women and you have no potency, you're impotent, you have no ability to impregnate them. Biologically, men and women can feel this instinctively. We can't rationally, but in a 1 second, you know, okay, this is a potent man. Oh, this is not a potent man. This is needed for basic attraction. What you use for that attraction is a different thing, but just being normal, my friends, being normal. This is a response to another video I did very recently and very popular video, that Sadhguru's video, Every Man Must Watch. You should go and watch that video. I will hopefully link it in the end caption of this video. Just being normal means just doing what your body naturally is intended and designed to do, not doing some fancy things with your mind, just leaving this life alone to its own nature, which is what you want to do if you want to become more competent, become more special, or become more extraordinary, okay? And these are the 7 things, uncommon reasons or uncommon benefits of practicing semen retention. What would be a top 7 benefits without some bonuses? So I'm going to give you some bonuses now, okay? Bonus number 1, strength of your body, your bones, your muscles, your blood, everything inside of this. The strength of your overall physical being gets stronger, gets enhanced. I don't know if we can measure this physically, that some scientists can come and hit me before I was practicing semen retention, and they can hit me the same force after I'm practicing semen retention, and how I'm going to react. Maybe the physical body hasn't changed, but my own internal experience has changed. I'm much more stronger. At least that's my perception. Maybe it's to do with the increased testosterone, which is another bonus, another benefit. Increased testosterone means increased aggression, and with aggression comes reduction of pain. So maybe that's a benefit. Who knows? But to put it very simply, this is the normal thing to do if you're a man. You just do this. What is the final benefit? What is the final bonus I can give you? It is this, my friends. Your ability to deal with people, communicate, socialize is going to be much smoother. You're going to roll through this world. As this non-physical dimension of energy goes through your every pore and encodes your cells with this non-physical energy, you start to glow, you start to roll through the world, and especially your social relationships are going to be so easy with men, with women, in any situation of life, because now you have the necessary strength and potency to deal with anything that comes your way. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. As always, all of you should go to my website, shivakailash.com, and buy yourself the sacred Rudraksha beads. Buy yourself some spiritual stuff, high quality spiritual stuff on my website, shivakailash.com, and hire me as a spiritual coach. You need this. I'll change your life in miraculous ways, unlike anything you ever imagined before. Okay, promise you, I stamp my life on the line on that. And as always, stay tuned for more videos. Hope you enjoyed. Stay blessed.